Folks, somebody asked me whether a dead, what they call atma, or the soul, can speak. It looks like through somebody, one of the chief ministers of Tamil Nadu seems to be talking. So, looks like there was some YouTube video or some such thing. So after watching that, one of the friends asked me whether that is true, whether somebody who's dead can talk. Also, another person asked whether it's possible to access the previous birth information. Third question somebody asked is whether all these ghosts people are talking about, not only in the day-to-day life, sometimes in the movie also. In fact, it is very popular in some of the Tamil videos, that the ghosts are real and they come and talk and so on. Those things are true or not. So I want to answer all these questions in a coherent way. To some of you, all these things may not be very, very important, but there is a very, very important thing that's happening in your life, day-to-day life, every time, quite often. That is, some of the events that took place, some sad events that took place in the past, come and haunt you. So there is a connection between all these things to the earlier questions that some people asked me. So it is extremely important to get freedom from the past life or past information. Without that, you won't be able to find peace in your life. So it is important to understand this notion of past incidents coming and haunting you, and also know the secrets, whether the dead atma or the soul can talk to the people, and so on and so on. So that's what I'm going to talk to you today. First of all, let's find out, or let's discuss how this past events in your life come back and haunt you. I talked about this earlier, but probably some of you must not have noticed, or to some folks watching my videos for the first time may not know about it. Okay, now the past events are like data in your cell phone or computer. They're just information. Can anybody say that that data in my cell phone, like the photo or the things that you noted down what you should do tomorrow and so on in your cell phone, are coming and haunting me? Nobody will say that, right? But the past information that happened in your life, whether sad or good or whatever, they are just data in your mind. The past, the mind was, your brain evolved and also was created, as I said, when first man was created, that is Vamana was created. There is this capacity to store the past events, what's called the mind was created. So that is just to store information about your things that you learned in the past so that you can reuse them for good reasons. But these days, not only these days, it has been happening ever since for quite some long time, that somehow the events that are stored in your brain come back and haunt you and give you a lot of trouble. Let's see what's happening. First of all, there is this you, everybody knows about it, right? So you all understand, and you may not fully understand, but there is this feeling of you inside your body. And also, it's always associated with what is called a life principle, this golden light that I've been talking about. It is the same golden light which gave life to just a harmless figure that appeared in my spiritual experience. They were the three integrated heads. The central one became alive when the golden light coming from my central the forehead fell on it, right? So I talked about this. It is this life-giving life principle which is inside the golden light. This plus the feeling of you, it has a fantastic capacity. Capacity is to give life, very important. The information that happened and stored in your brain is really dead information. But this you plus this life-giving golden light have the power to give life to that data or information in your brain and make you feel that it is happening again at this time. This is what happens when when the past event in your life comes and haunt you. Sometimes you will add some additional fears, some additional information to the past event, and sometimes it may be at a reduced scale, and so on, so on. But anyway, the basic principle is that you give life to something dead and something past which has no life at all, which is stored in your brain. That is the most important thing that you have to learn. If you understand this, then the past events will not have much effect on you. It will come back, of course, and haunt you sometimes, but it will go away soon if you understand what I'm talking about now. I also said in my earlier video that as when you die, when anybody dies, they will go back to the place from where they came. That is the sea of white light. That's where the the individual feeling of you is born when you were born as a child, and when you are dead, it will go back. And it will not come back. It completely vanishes in the white light, and that's based on my spiritual experience. Now, however, your life experience, as I said in one of my earlier videos, you leave behind. It's not that you leave, it goes back automatically to the universal mind, which is the mind of this eternal unknown that I'm talking about, the Paramashivam, the eternal unknown, which I said that's what I am. And then I told you that it is within this mind everything happens. This whole world there that you are witnessing is, and you are there, and every information that everything that is and that will be is inside that universal mind, right? Now, when people die, they leave their life experiences in this universal mind, the mind of the eternal unknown. And I also said that when a new life is created, the whole of the past experience of an earlier creation or part of it is absorbed or taken by you when you are born as a child. That's why probably you would have noticed some people struggle to become a yogi or a God realized person, and some people without any effort. When they're born, all of a sudden they seem to have that capacity to understand everything, and they become God realized the person without much effort. That's because those folks have inherited or picked up life experience of an earlier yogi who left the earth. That should explain why you have such an experience of suddenly waking up to God realization. Now, so there is this rebirth to this past experience. Everybody, as soon as they die, as I said, they completely go and merge with white light. But this past life experience is stored in the universal mind, and that has the rebirth. So it is not that you are reborn, and the earlier creations, past events, the life experience is reborn. This happens because the design of this initial witness and witness, which I called Adi Shiva and Adi Shakti, want to refine, make life experience better and better. Sometimes it goes bad, but the goal is to make it better and better. That's the aim of that Adi Shiva and Adi Shakti. So that's why it gets refined, picked up, and made better, and so on. I mean, the past experiences of an earlier creation. Anyway, now going back to this dead Atma can it talk? What happens? Sometimes people have the capacity out of their curiosity or one of the tendencies that they have inherited when they are born from their ancestors or from the past life experience of another creation. They have a capacity to access parts of the universal mind, and and and, and in the case of that the chief minister's Atma coming back and speaking, you, the whoever the person who is mm, saying that I'm able to, or the past soul is or soul or Atma is talking through me, that person gives life to that past life experiences, just like you give life experience, the normal day-to-day life to an event that took place in the past and stored in your brain. You give life to the life experience of an earlier creation, in this case a chief minister of Tamil Nadu, and that seems to be totally dominating your mind, and then you are talking. That's the reason why some people have the experience of the earlier dead person talking through them. So now you understand whether or how a dead Atma is talking to you sometimes, if you're interested in doing that. Now, whether it's good or bad, it's not good because it's already you I'm talking about. You should get freedom from your own past events. Now, what the person who is trying to channel, as they call it sometimes in the West, the life experience of some dead person is adding more and more trouble, more and more tendencies. Of another person and getting into trouble. I think goal is to really, if you want to be happy, you have to get freedom from your own past life experiences, and also definitely you should get freedom from all the people's. Dead people's life experiences, otherwise your life will be very miserable. Of course, you may make some money by saying that I'm able to channel or talk, or I'm the old chief minister's soul, but you'll have more trouble than just earning money. If you want to earn money, there are many ways of making money. Anyway, so that's the answer to the question whether the dead person's atma can come and talk to you or not. And also, as I said earlier, there is no rebirth of an atma or soul or whatever you want to call it. But there's a rebirth for a life experience left behind uh, by an earlier creation. Now, the third question is whether these ghosts they're all real or not. I think I talked about this in an earlier video, but let me talk about it again and connect them all together. Now, you all dream, everybody dreams, right? That is because of the capacity of the Shakti or energy at the sixth chakra, the mind. That creates the dream. I mean, you're all aware of this. Now, for some reason, if that Shakti or energy in the sixth center, that is in your mind, gets excited or it gets more power either by your raising the Kundalini or your own desire or the tendency that you have inherited from your ancestors or you picked up from the universal mind when you are born, then what will happen sometimes is that even when you are in the normal waking consciousness, this the energy at the sixth center will have the power to overpower you and completely hide the thing that normally you will see, and it will show just like the dream. It will show some appearances in front of you. If you are fond of ghosts and things like that, definitely they will appear in front of you and then haunt you, especially the ladies. Some of the ladies seem to be getting, for some reason, that problem quite often in India, especially. Anyway, that is what is happening. That is what is called ghost appearing in front of you. It's just the power of this Shakti in the sixth center on the excited level create all these things. Now, I want to connect this to another important thing that some of the people asked me. Because some folks, after they have reported contacted me saying that I get some voices coming and talking to me. I even see some appearances in front of me about Kalki and so on. No, please note that I'm not saying that every experience that you have is of this type, and it's not related to the genuine spiritual experiences. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you have tremendous amount of ignorance left in your mind, then most likely that things are not spiritual experiences. It's just the recollection of some of the bad information in your unwanted and ghost-like information in your mind. So some folks read a lot of things about Kalki, for example, and they read the Suganadi and whatnot. And it looks like there's a whole lot of information about Kalki. So if you have the tendency to read them all, recollect, think about it day and night, sometimes the energy at the sixth center will have the power to show you such appearances in front of you, either you as a Kalki or and you have somebody like a Kalki is appearing in front of you and then talking about them. Especially in such cases, you will have fear. In the real, genuine spiritual experience, you will never have any fear. there is small fear, it will go away automatically, immediately. But in the case of appearances created by these ignorances in your sixth chakra energy, you will get this fear, depression, and things like that. Now you understand that some of the experience of your Kalki, or you suddenly becoming God, etc., etc. Those experiences are genuine or not. You'll have to decide yourself. Some of you will say that, oh yeah, that's how you have experienced Kalki things, and you're talking about all these things. But as I told you that before my first spiritual experience, I had no idea about this Kalki or whatever. And all that I was interested is why people are suffering and why these funny gods that my grandmother used to talk to me, all those gods were not solving the human suffering, as my grandmother used to tell me. That's all I knew at that time. Even later, after my spiritual experiences, always my mind was arrested and made non-functional before anything will appear in front of me as a spiritual experience. And also, I don't read. I haven't read purposely any of these scriptures in order to avoid my mind projecting whatever I read in the scriptures, and also whatever I heard from other preachers. But we may still say, yeah, that's you, that's how you are talking. You got all your Kalki experience on. If you are thinking like that, you are free to do that. I have no objection to that. And all that I'm asking, as I always say, be open-minded. Anyway, now you understand how all these things are put together. In short, the past event in your life is a dead thing. It's just a data information, and you have the power because you are associated with always this life energy, which is the golden light. You are giving life to some dead in past data, um, and experiencing the pain of your past events. And that is a very important. You need to get freedom from that. If you understand what I'm talking about seriously, then you will definitely get freedom slowly, slowly. Now, it is the same capacity to give life makes you to channel or to appear as if the dead atma or whatever is talking through you, and for similar information, you give life to that information, and energy in your sixth chakra, mind chakra, is creating all these ghosts and things like that. And also, there is no rebirth for an atma or soul or you. There is a rebirth for the information that people have left behind when they are dead. That's what I want to talk to you, folks. I'll talk to you on another day, on another important topic. And if you have any questions, please leave as a comment. I will respond to you. Talk to you soon.